Hey, just feel like making a video. Feel like chit chatting today. So yesterday, I'm on my way to Head Ashbury. By the way, I just posted a video. But yesterday, I was sitting in the alley behind a department store. I think it was Ross, but I'm not too sure. It was on Market Street, and I was sitting there just to do some sewing. And the alleys here are really clean, and they're almost like little sidewalks. And it's like that in LA too, but in LA more so because you could actually uh, walk the alleys like blocks. But here, or at least in that area, the alleys are kind of cut off, almost like a dead end. So I was sitting in this alley doing some sewing, and I also thought it was going to be a matter of time before somebody came to say, you can't be in here in the alley or whatever. And behind me was an emergency exit, and I heard the alarm go off. And then next thing you know, the guy came out with like a suitcase, and I imagine it was filled with stuff. And then a few minutes after him, another guy came out with like a laundry basket filled with stuff, and it had like hats and boots and clothes and everything. And so he was standing in the doorway looking at me, and he said, is everything cool? I was like, yeah, everything cool. And then he came down from the steps, because the emergency exit was like up some steps. And he was leaning over me like he was getting ready to hand me something. And I was like, nah, I'm all right. And then he just left out the alley into the street. And I was just thinking like, yeah, it was nothing that he had that I really wanted, but I definitely didn't want anything because I was sitting there just trying to sew, get some work done, and I didn't want anybody to think I had anything to do with what they were doing. But I thought it was kind of funny, and not that big of a deal. I'm sure stuff happens like that all the time, but I know here a lot of people steal stuff and then they sell it for really cheap on the street. And I've witnessed like some of the little small markets that they have. Like there's one downtown on Market Street at night, and it's like usually, I don't know what happened. Oh, it's usually like homeless people just trading and bartering. I'm sure for money as well as just goods of the stuff they found in the day or whatever. It was kind of interesting, but yeah, that was my day yesterday. And then soon later, other people started coming to the alley, and the security guard did come out, and I just like popped up real quick and packed up my stuff because I knew what he was going to say. And yesterday at St. Anthony's, I took a shower, and that's why I'm like headed back to Haight-Ashbury. And yesterday was a cool day. I learned about some things that I might look into as far as like art while I'm here. But I was talking to this guy named Glenn, homeless white guy, and it was good to hear his story because it's things that I go through, and I'm sure a lot of houseless people go through, and you feel very alone with what it is we go through, like what you go through personally. But then when you hear his story, it's like, okay, yeah, we all going through it. And it was more so about like the judgment that he receives from people. People don't really even give him a chance. They already treat him away, or they tease him. I don't know if I've been teased. I'm sure I've been teased, but it's more so because of, I think, how I dress. But he felt that he goes places and people tease him, and it's stuff that he's encountered for a long time because he's been homeless for a long time, or he's experienced homelessness before. And we were both talking about like how when someone treats you kind, it means so much because I don't know, it just means a lot. It can really make your day. And something happened to me recently where it was kindness, not from someone who looked like they had something, but from another homeless person. And it just made me feel really good. And he was talking, I'm going up a hill, but he was talking about how, yeah, some of the older people like see him and then they treat him kindly and it makes them feel really good. Um, and he feel like it's a younger generation of wealthy people who are doing these things as far as like ignoring him or I don't know, making fun of him, the kids or whatever. And it's some things that I've experienced, like people walking around me or like crossing the street to get away from me, you know. And I explained to my friends, and they were like, "Well, it is your choice, kind of to like do all this, and it is, but it still hurts, and I can't help but feel a little bitter about it, you know." It's like I don't really feel like I'm better than anybody, but sometimes I feel like, oh, if you only knew, you know, who I was. But I'm really nobody, but you know, you feel like having to prove yourself or your worth. But uh so that's it. I'm gonna leave that at that. Alright, have a good day. Headed to Haight-Ashbury. Hope it'll be a good day. It's cold, it's starting to warm up a little bit, and have a good one.